And we are live. Welcome to the OUYACast, episode 13, recorded on Saturday, May 10th, 2014, your weekly source for the latest news and games and hacks for OUYANs everywhere. I'm Brandon from OUYACentral.tv.
And I'm Steve from OUYABrew.com. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 13. Lucky 13, everybody. Yay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, as always, we're going to start this show off with news. What do we have in the news today, Mr. Brandon?
Well, today, OUYA announced that You Don't Know Jack is 50% off for this weekend. So it's a good multiplayer game. It's a good Mother's Day game to play with your mom.
There you go. And do we know what the price is when we're looking at 50% off?
No.
Well, while you look that up, or if you want to look that up, you don't have to, but
I will.
You Don't Know Jack, I remember that being like such a cool game when it first came out, which was in like the mid 90s, I want to say. It was like so revolutionary because it was just like, this trivia game, but it's got a lot of attitude and just, snarky little comments from the hosts and stuff. I love that game so much. So 50% off, it's going to be a good deal. So hopefully he's going to get to us with a really good number here. I'm voting for
$5.
$5. That'll do.
Yep.
I think when I first bought it for the PC, it was something like $20. So not bad.
It's cool too because they have a Android and I believe an iOS app that you can say if you don't have enough controllers and you want to play up to 4 players, you can download the app and use it as a controller to play the game.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sales, of course, we always try to tell our listeners the Amazon deals and stuff like that happen when the Ouya goes on sale. The Amazon.ca, which is the Canadian version of the Amazon website, is still offering the Ouya for $69.99 free shipping. So go to Amazon.ca, just type in Ouya, and if you're wanting to get one for a friend or a second one for yourself, still a great sale going on. I think Target has them like on the shelves still, but they're like $89, I want to say.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Last week they had a sale at Target. I can double check right now and see if they're offering that again.
Well, I was looking at it earlier today because the Canadian website. I actually don't even know if you can order and have it shipped to the United States from Canada or from the Amazon Canada website. But so I was thinking, well, maybe that sale was still going on from Target, but their website says in stores only $89.99. So
Yeah, that's Target's over finish. Yeah.
But what's funny about Target is I saw this post from somebody saying that they got a $10 Ouya gift card for a redeemable code, and Target rang it up as $8. That was kind of interesting. I was like, I'll just assume that was a one-off thing. But if anybody else has a $2 off a $10 card story, let us know because we'll spread the word. Get out there and get your free, extra $2.
So that's like 20% off, right?
Yeah, something. I don't know how math is. I'm not doing math right now, man. Come on. Jeez.
Yeah, you graduated, right? You're done with math.
Yeah, that's right. I graduated. I got a diploma and everything. Now I'm not doing math again, ever.
All right. So Fist Puncher is still on sale, 30% off. I believe that one's what $6.99? I think it is.
Yeah, that's a good game. That's the one that's like Double Dragon, kind of, right?
Right.
Yeah, I played that a while back. That probably when it first came out. Really, really fun game. It took me right back to the days of Double Dragon, like perfect. There's a lot of games that try to emulate that 8-bit style, but Fist Puncher really nailed it on the head there.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more game that's on sale too this week. Is that right?
Yeah, 99 Waves to Die. It's like a simple space shooter that you just get so many kills and you go and you finish that wave and you go to the next wave. Each wave has like a certain amount of kills you need, but that one's 50% off until tomorrow, May 11th. I believe the game might have been like maybe $1.99, so it's 50% off. It'll be 99 cents, I'm believing, or a dollar. So it's a little cheap little game to try out.
Yeah, get it for your mom. You know.
Yeah.
Well, a Mother's Day present. Here you go, Mom. Got you 99 waves to die. Enjoy that. So the news I want to really hear about, though, is last week I believe you said that you were going to get a crossover cable to work, and I want to hear how that went.
Well, I was hoping for the best, and I I thought it would work like I thought it would, but it didn't. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I plugged it up, and I mean, it shows that it's connected, but they didn't give no any when you go to your network settings and it shows your IP address and everything, it just said Ethernet and nothing. So I don't know if it's something I have to do in the settings on the computer to make it, you know, make it seem like like it's a router when it connects to the Ouya, or if there's just something I have to do on the Ouya, because like you can go into the Ouya settings for the Ethernet, and there's oh, let me see, I gotta try this out because it's like it was like Ether 1, I think, and then there was like Dummy 01. Um, I'm not too sure if there's some kind of settings or you have to type in like a static IP address in there or something. I don't know.
Well, just kind of a refresh. What is it exactly you were trying to accomplish with this?
I was trying to use, say, my desktop computer as a router, pretty much. Um, it picks up the Wi-Fi signal, and I'm in my main router is in the living room. So in order for me to be hardwired, I have to bring my Ouya and my monitor from my Ouya into the living room. So I was just trying to see if I can use my desktop computer as a router and plug it in through the Ethernet and see what kind of mainly to play the playcast games, because you have to have a wired connection with the cloud computing.
There you go. But
And
no luck, unfortunately, huh?
no luck. So I'll probably be getting in touch with someone at Ouya, so maybe they can help me out. You know
Well,
who you know
the
who are you are.
playcast the playcast people said they're working on a wireless option, and the thing is, I know they can do it because OnLive does it. When we used OnLive here, it worked just fine with wireless. So I'm not sure why Playcast doesn't. I don't think it's that they can't do it. It's that it just probably wasn't built in, to their system just yet. So they're going to come out with it, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, it's fairly new, so they're probably fixing stuff, updating stuff, so they'll get there. I mean, this is their first time in the U.S., so they don't have any other, not in this market. They're not, in this market, so they're trying this out. They've been overseas, which kind of brings me to a point that I didn't we didn't put in the notes, but Ouya is talking about going over to China since they just recently left a game console ban. It's been for like what 12 years, I think it was.
Yeah,
And
since 2000 almost.
wow,
Yeah.
so Ouya wants to reach out to that market out there, and I mean get into that market and try to get developers, because China has a lot of games
People.
that are a lot of people. So I mean, there's a lot of Chinese-based games. I mean, like there's those anime, Dragon Ball Z. They probably come out with a Dragon Ball Z game for the Ouya.
Well, I mean, with however many people, I know that China is probably one of the most densely populated, areas of the world. So
Right.
with as many people as they have, I'm sure they've got just as many developers per capita or whatever. I'm sure I'm saying the wrong thing, but point being is it's an untapped market, and yeah, I mean we've seen a video game console ban there since the early 2000s, and now we're you know basically it's opening up to everybody. So of course Ouya is rushing in there along with all the major Nintendo and PlayStation, or Microsoft, and all them. And then one thing that we're going to bring up on our site update next week is there's quite a few startups in China that are building their own type of video game consoles. So I think that is going to be an incredible thing for Ouya. You're going to see a lot of like you said, new developers with new ideas, and it'll be interesting. That's the only word I can think of. Interesting.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, we bring a whole boatload of people to the community, both the developers and consumers.
That'd be terrific. I mean, because what are we at now? 775 Ouya games. I think I'm going to need at least double or triple or quadruple that number before I'm at least remotely satisfied. So, gotta get to work on that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're coming up to their first year anniversary later next month, so hopefully they can reach that 1,000 before then.
I know they will. I mean, they're well, maybe I don't know. Let's see, we got about a month roughly, and that's until the release date for the retail version, not the developer consoles. But yeah, they'll get close. I don't know if they. I was hoping they would reach the 1,000 as well, but I don't know. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah. But speaking of games, we got Duck Game coming out May 13th. That's what this Tuesday coming, and then the following Tuesday on May 20th we have Super Pixalo.
Terrific game, that one. I don't know if you saw, but I had the website updated with the launch information for Super Pixalo. Normally, like we have areas where developers can advertise and buy banner space and all that, but we've played Super Pixalo, and it's a really great game. I enjoyed it a lot, and I really wanted to make sure that people knew about Super Pixalo before it released, and maybe we'll build a little bit of a following for it. One of the main reasons is the developer Phil. He's a great guy. We've talked to him before, and
Right.
he's as you know, but our listeners might not. He's going to be a dad, a new dad soon. I'm not sure if he has another child or not. This is his first, but he's going to be a dad. He's going to be graduating school here, college, and so he's gonna need people to really like his game because he's gonna be buying a lot of diapers, I'm sure. So
Yes, he is.
so we're gonna try to build up Phil's game here. Super Pixalo launching May 20th in 10 days.
Yep. And then later in May we have Magnetic by Nature. Now that looks like an interesting game to try out, but no,
What's that one about? I haven't seen that.
I don't think they have an official release date yet. Um, it's a it's a platformer um, style game. I'm trying to remember because it's fairly fairly just uh,
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's also on Steam. Apparently, it's gonna do the whole green light process on Steam as well.
okay, yeah. But yeah, it's coming. I think yeah, it's coming exclusively to Ouya first, so that's a good thing. Um, it's it's a fast-paced adventure platforming game that gives players power over magnetize magnetism to traverse a machine-age landscape. The game is totally redesigned from Magnetic by Nature Awakening, a proof of concept demo that was on Xbox Live Arcade back in 2013.
Yeah, I'm looking at the little launch trailer now, and it unfortunately is not coming exclusively to Ouya. It does say Ouya PC, Mac, and Linux, so they've pretty much got the gamut there. But it kind of reminds me a little bit of like what's that one? I'm not going to try to remember, but essentially it's a platformer. It looks like you jump and then you can magnetize to like latch on to things to do like double jumps and flip around walls and things like that is what it looks like to me. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's coming exclusive to Ouya. I guess for maybe for a certain period of time, and then it probably will release on those other platforms.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's there's like a more than 100 levels. Um, kind of like it's a kind of like a puzzle game. Also, there's some difficult puzzles, and I don't know. I can't wait to try it out.
Yeah, I love platformer games. They're just fun. I mean, it doesn't matter if what the concept is. They're a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of the one that I played. It was like a ninja one recently on the Ouya, and Shadow something. Doesn't matter, Shadow Blade or something like that. Really fun game. And
Yeah.
it all goes back to just Mario Brothers and jumping and trying to dodge things, and I just love that kind of gameplay. It's terrific. Um, One kind of gameplay that I particularly am gonna love, and thanks to you because you just showed me this like 10 minutes before the podcast kicked off. But so there's this game on the Ouya called King of Booze drinking game, and I think that this is such a fun game. I got to play it, like I said, for about 10 minutes before the podcast started. But essentially, and I promise you, before I even get started on the description here, that I will be playing this at my next house party. So you enter people that are playing the game. I think it's like up to 4 or 5, 6 players, something like that. And it's a board game. So you select your player. You type in the name, you select the avatar that you want to play. I think you can even put in like your weight and height so that you can calculate your BMI, like, drinking level or something like that. And you take turns rolling the dice. It's kind of like Monopoly style game, except for when you land on a space, they give you an ultimatum. So it's either you get to choose, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do this, meaning if you don't want to drink, they're going to give you a challenge like, this person gets to draw a mustache on you, or this person gets to take your phone and send a random person a text message or update your Facebook status or something like that. And of course, the alternative is you drink 2 drinks, 3 drinks, whatever. So that in itself is fun, but after you pass the first lap, it says, do you want to up the stakes? And what it means by upping the stakes is increasing the drink limit. So where the first round you might have drank 2 or 3 drinks, which they mean sips, not like full-on drinks. The second round you're going to be drinking 6 or 7 drinks. So I could see that game getting really interesting really fast. And what's even funnier is that on the trailer, if you look up the King of Booze drinking game trailer, the very last like 2 or 3 seconds, there's a little bit of footage of a couple of guys who are playing the game, and like one of them's trying to do like a handstand, and the other one's trying to hold him up, and he falls down. So it looks pretty funny. I mean, I got to admit, this might be very, very interesting, and when I get to actually try it out, I will let you know how it went, because looking forward to it.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, I thought of you.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I mean, we got brew in the title, so yeah, that's going to be a winner with us. So,
all right.
Well, speaking of winners, we all, of course, know that tomorrow is Mother's Day, May 11th, 2014, and we wanted to pick some winners for Mom, and I don't mean boogers. Don't get your head in the gutter. I mean like winner games or apps. So what we came up with is a top 10 list of games that we think Mom would either like or enjoy playing, and I would like to present those. Actually, you have the list with me, so why don't we just take turns? How does that sound?
That's fine.
Cool. Well, I'll kick it off then. So my first game for Mother's Day is Sonic CD, because it doesn't matter. Everybody played Sonic when they were a kid. Your mom knows Sonic. She would enjoy playing Sonic again, and it's on the Ouya, of course. So along with Sonic was like episode 1 and 2, Sonic 4, episode 1 and 2. So those are the alternatives, but Sonic CD, I think, is the original one. Is that right?
I'm not too sure.
I think it is. I'm not positive, but so there's number 1, Sonic CD. Your mom loves Sonic just as much as she loves Mario, so play Sonic CD with your mom tomorrow.
Yeah, and then the next game It's called Pinball Arcade. And before probably video games came out, there was probably pinball machines back in the arcades that I guess older
That's
people
exactly right.
older
Man,
people
well,
back in the
back in the
day.
70s and 80s, that's all there really was is like, pinball. Like, and I mean, they had, of course, like the really early video games, Pong and, Space Invaders and that kind of stuff in the early 80s. But before that, it was all pinball.
Right. So
So definitely worth it there, right?
yeah, that's a good game for mom to play
hmm
out.
Have you played that game yet, Pinball Arcade?
No, I've been meaning to. I haven't given it a try yet.
I actually own that one from the Google Play Store on my tablet, but I didn't buy it again on the Ouya just because I didn't want to pay for it twice. But it's a really fun game. They have a ton of tables. I mean, ton of them,
Right.
and it's it's officially licensed type tables. So they're exactly how the arcade machine that they were built off of plays. So it's a lot of fun. It's really smooth. I mean, really fun. If you look at the Ben Heck Ouya portable build, that's the one game that he plays on it with his little trigger buttons is Pinball Arcade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So number 3 is kind of a family thing. This is why I chose it, because it's something you can do with your family, and that is the For Karaoke app. Now, when we wrote a review about this, it was not it wasn't negative, but it wasn't positive, because the For Karaoke app just seems kind of it's almost like a media player. It's like, here you go, you provide all the files, or if you want to spend a lot of money, you can download the files from us. But if you know how to side load your own files, hint hint, you can have a karaoke party with your mom and your family, and everybody loves to sing. Sometimes in the shower, sometimes off key, but hey.
Right. How does it? So does it show the words like the
Yep,
lyrics?
it's
Okay.
exactly like a karaoke machine. It's just the only thing I didn't really like about it was the cost of the songs. They really kind of stick it to you on the cost of the songs. But like I said, if you can get the files from the internet, which anybody that knows how to use Google can do, you can sideload them onto your Ouya, and
Okay.
you can do it yourself. So you don't have to pay those costs.
Right. That's good. All right. You're gonna have to help me out with number 4. It's Mamie for Droid.
MAME
Mamie.
for Droid. So
Ma-
MAME for Droid is an arcade machine emulator.
So it's like a okay emulator pump. Is it? I mean, I've seen people talk about it. Is it like an Atari emulator?
Nope, it's an emulator of stand-up cabinet arcade machine games like you would find in the arcades of 80s and 90s. Like, what's actually, I have one. I have an actual arcade machine that I built right behind me right now, and it's not running off of the Ouya, but it has a computer in it with MAME loaded. MAME for Droid is, of course, just a Droid port of it.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so you can play all kinds of arcade games from the 80s and 90s, and your parents, or if,
So
if
like
you're in the same age group as us, your parents were probably in the arcades in the early 80s playing those games. So
right. So like Pac-Man. That's like the only first game I could think of.
yeah,
Arcade. Yeah.
absolutely. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Asteroids, Space Invaders, whatever you. Especially the really early games, like they do emulate games that were in arcades in the mid to late 90s. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's a little choppy because that's when graphics kind of took a step up. Um, Not obviously by today's standards, but it was harder to emulate, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, those classic arcade games from the 80s run terrific on MAME emulators. Qbert, that's another really good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
Uh,
what's the name? I can't. It just ran from me. Oh well.
Describe it. Describe it. I can probably figure it out.
Um, there's like a okay no, I found it what it was. I found what it was. Is the can you play Wreck It Ralph on it?
Wreck It Ralph. You probably could actually. Yeah, that's another great thing about MAME is you can emulate all kinds of stuff on there that wasn't really even a arcade machine, but not true. Wreck-It Ralph is an actual arcade machine. If you go to Orlando, Florida, there's a Disney like little sub theme park called Disney Quest, and it's like nothing but a huge arcade. And inside of there, they actually have a bunch of Wreck-It Ralph machines, so
Okay.
and you could probably play it. Now you're gonna have to make me look into that. As soon as the podcast is done, I'm looking.
I know on Android they have a Wreck-It Ralph, like some mini games on
Uh,
Android. I don't know, maybe you can sideload it onto the Ouya.
there you go. Well, since I kind of explained yours away, why don't you take the next one?
Okay, we the game that's on sale this week, number 5 is You Don't Know Jack. And Phil pretty much explained that one earlier also. Not Phil, Steve. I always keep
Yeah,
him
whatever.
mixed. So
We've only been doing this for 13 episodes now, but you call me whatever you want. It's fine.
I know you got me. I'm feeling under the weather a little bit, so forgive
Oh,
me.
so yeah, you don't know Jack. That's another classic. But the reason that we picked it for Mom is because uh, it's fun. It's trivia, and even though it's kind of like trivia in a backwards way, like they ask it in a really weird way, it's still something that your mom could definitely enjoy playing with you. So get your mom, play some You Don't Know Jack, and if you really want to enjoy the full experience, buy it because it's 50% off.
Right. Yeah, good family game.
So the let's see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on number 6. The MUYA or NES.EMU, which are both Nintendo Entertainment System emulators. The reason that we picked this one was because I have and I know I'm not the only one, so I'm going to put that out there now. I know I'm not the only one, but I have very, very fond memories of my mother holding the original Nintendo controller when I got it, playing Mario Brothers, and what she would do is when she tried to make Mario jump, she'd hit the button, but then she'd also fling the controller in the direction that he was supposed to jump. Like she would
Oh,
literally be holding it up in the air, like waving it around.
yeah.
I kept trying to tell her, I'm like, Mom, it doesn't work that way. You just press the button. No, I got him. And she would like try to jump the controller with Mario. I'm like, okay, you do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I think that's where Nintendo started coming out with the Nintendo Wii because like okay, that's what they do. So let's incorporate that in the game system. But yeah, the NES fond memories with Mario and Duck Hunt.
Oh, Tetris, my God. My mother would play Tetris and Dr. Mario for hours and hours and hours. She would sit on there playing that.
Wow.
No joke. I mean, like, she was like a Tetris fiend. She would not stop playing that game. So, but you can relive those with the MUYA or NES.EMU Nintendo emulators. Of course, respect your local copyright laws in regards to the ROMs, just obligatory. But anyway, bring us on to number 7.
Number 7 is Oregon Trails. Oregon Trails.
Yeah, you remember that game? It was like one of the original PC games.
Tell you the truth, no. I don't know anything about it. I probably should.
Oregon
Um,
Trail was
is
one of the like first like floppy disk PC type games. Not the first, but it was definitely one of those like memorable early PC type games. And you basically just you're in this like not station wagon, you're like in a wagon, and you're basically going across the Oregon Trail and all that, and you have to like hunt for food and stop at shops, the local dry goods store or whatever. And the whole point of the game is just not to die on your quest to get to where you're going.
so this is The Walking Dead before The Walking Dead came out.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the remake on the OUYAs is called Oregon Trail Director's Cut, and what they've done is they've taken that game where you have a station wagon and it's zombies instead of deer or whatever it was in the original Oregon Trail. So Your mom would probably remember the original game, but this is a nice little remake of it. So
Okay. Okay, this one on the Ouya is a retro uh, zombie survival game. Travel westward in a station wagon with four of your friends, scavenging for supplies and fending off the undead.
if you've ever seen a T-shirt that says you've died of dysentery, that's exactly what they're talking about as the original Oregon Trail, because that's how you die. You just catch a disease and you'd be dead because there was no medicine back then, you know.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's a big joke. But since I took your thing again there, go ahead.
All right. We got number what? 8.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Muffin Night. And
Have you played that?
no, I haven't. I don't think I played anything on this list. No, I played the next one. Well, so go ahead and take care of this one. I'll take care of the next one.
All right, so Muffin Night, the reason that we chose this one was because it's a lot like Bubble Bobble, which is, or even the original like Mario Brothers, like the Atari version or whatever it was, where like guys drop out from the top of the ceiling and then they kind of like walk the levels, the plank levels or whatever, and you have to kill them. Muffin Night's kind of the same general feel, so we felt like it would bring back good memories for Mom of those earlier games like the original Mario Brothers or Bubble Bobble for, well, that was an arcade game, but yeah, it's a really fun game. If you haven't played it, it really, really is worth it. Very well done game. I know I mentioned it before, but one of my favorite parts of Muffin Night is you get to be, I think it's like a unicorn or something that poops out rainbow like poop on the level, and then when bad guys hit it, they explode or something like that. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So that's why we decided to do Muffin Night for that one. So take us to number 9.
And number 9 is Save the Puppies. You know, mom probably likes puppies, so it's a little cute, simple game where you're a wiener dog and you're trying to take the least amount of steps trying to save the puppies that are locked up in cages and collecting bones on the way, trying to get the least amount of steps in order to save the puppies. And you can they have little hot dogs that you can eat on your travels and extend your body so you can eventually walk on top of yourself.
So it's basically like a snake clone that I'm sure you know what a snake is, right? Please.
Yeah, I
Okay.
played Snake.
Thank you. I was worried for a second. I'm like, oh God, please, he's not even gonna know what that is.
What's
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like Snake, but it's I mean, you're saving puppies. How could Mom not like saving puppies, for God's sake?
Right. Yeah. Puppy's been kidnapped, and last night the dog catcher came and took every last one of them away. So you got to save them.
Everybody likes to save puppies. So number 10, to round out our list, and then we'll recap them one more time. Number 10 is King of Opera. Now, King of Opera, if you haven't played it yet, it's kind of a silly game, but it's a good multiplayer game. So you can get you and Mom and brother and sister or whatever in and basically play this multiplayer game. What you do is you have one of 4 opera players. The whole point of the game is to see who can sing in the opera the longest. The way you do that is the opera singer spins in a circle. When you're facing the direction you want, you hit the O button, and they take off towards whoever is standing in that direction. You're supposed to bump each other off the stage with your big old opera bellies, and if you've bumped enough people off of the stage, you get the spotlight to shine down on you. If you have the spotlight shining down on you, you're singing in the opera, and whoever sings the longest wins. I think there's 3 rounds. There's a couple twists in the game, like if you are the lowest scoring person on the 3rd round, you get like the horn helmet thing from the opera, and that gives you more power when you knock people off the ledge. So really the reason that was in there is because it's really fun. It's 4-player, and it doesn't take a lot to figure out how to play the game. You just press one button, really. So even moms who haven't had a good run with video games in the past can play King of Opera. And so that'll round up our top 10 list. Once again, we've got Sonic CD for number 1, Pinball Arcade for number 2, the 4 Karaoke app for number 3, MAME for Droid for number 4, You Don't Know Jack for number 5, the Nintendo emulators OUYA and NES.emu, Oregon Trail, Muffin Night, Save the Puppies, and finally King of Opera. A couple honorable mentions that I wanted to throw in there too, though. Pub Trivia, because it's kind of like You Don't Know Jack, just not quite as fun, but still, your mom might actually know some of those answers, and it's her day, so let her beat you. And there's always got to be the classic games, Spider Solitaire, Solitaire Classic, and Free Cell Solitaire, because we all have moms that, they were the first users of Windows 3.11 and Windows 95 and all that, and they all spent hours playing those games, so they probably love to play those as well.
Right.
So there it is, the top 10 list.
So happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah, Mom. I was just going to get her some chocolates, but, these are much better.
So I want to announce for Ouya Central TV on Twitter, I'm 50 followers away from 500, so I'm at 450, and when I get to 500, I'll be giving away a $5 Ouya Discover Store code, so you can pick up some good Ouya games, some of these games that we just mentioned. And also on YouTube, I'm at 55 subscribers, and when I get to 100 subscribers, I'll be giving a $5 Ouya Discover code on there also. So there's a chance to win 2 $5 Ouya Discover Store codes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I believe last week you also, aside from the crossover cable, were going to try to get well, let me backtrack before we start this. The week before, you had tried a app that was supposed to be able to map the Ouya controller to like a touch type interface, and that didn't quite work out. And then we were talking about 10-core, and I know that you were going to try to get with somebody to get a profile for the Ouya working for 10-core, which is also a touch to Ouya controller mapper. How did that go?
See, I told you I was gonna try to map it on my my Nexus 7 tablet, Android tablet, and try to save that profile and export it out and import it into the to the Ouya. And for some reason, I got it working halfway. I was able to maneuver, but I wasn't able to touch the screen or change the different options at the bottom where you can select, for the different items in your inventory. And this is for trying to play Minecraft on Ouya, which we have a listener that hopefully he's probably listening or probably listening later. His name is Ben Ramskill, and he said that he's been playing it on the Ouya. He's got 10-core working. Wish he can. He plans on trying to see if he can share his profile that he has on the Ouya with us, so maybe we can give it a try. But I haven't given up. I really want to play Minecraft on the Ouya, and I'm gonna if it's the death of me, I'm gonna get it done.
I will make it happen. Well, when you do, let me know, because I would love to play it as well.
Yeah.
It's like I said last week. I'm going to let you do all the hard work, and then I'm just going to cash in on what you find.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you know what? I promise you'll be a hero to many if you can get a real good functioning, Ouya controller to touch application working. Like we said last week, if a developer wants to come up with something like that, please do, because man, would that be just awesome. It would round out the Ouya in every way possible, in my opinion, personally.
Yep, and I mean, who knows what Ouya might have up their sleeve? Because I mean, last week we were shocked with this playcast, so who knows?
Let's just start rumors. Let's do it. Let's say that Ouya's got that up their sleeve right now. And did you hear that that Julie Ehrman and Bob Mills are an item now? Is that cool or what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just making stuff up. I'm just kidding.
No,
So,
I thought you were gonna say like Apple bought Ouya or something.
no, God. They're too busy buying up Beats by Dre.
Oh man.
Anywho, so I know that you're going to be giving away a $10, to $5 rather, I should say, gift cards for when you get your YouTube and your Twitter followers. Ouya Brew would, however, like to give away a $5 game code right now for our lucky number 13 podcast. So here's the thing, though. In the past, when we've given away game codes, we have always just given the game codes. I decided to make it a little bit fun this time around, kind of a mini scavenger hunt, although it probably won't take very long for somebody to figure it out. So I'm going to start by saying this. If you figure it out, please let me know, because I want to make sure that somebody got the code.
Right.
If you want, you can send us a message on our contact page on Ouya Brew. Or tweet us, or whatever you want to do. Just let us know. So, and one more thing, I'm sorry to delay this, but when we purchased the code to redeem, it gave us the wrong code. So what I'm about to tell you, when you actually find the code on your scavenger hunt here, there's two of them. The first code is the one that I believe is the correct code. The second code is one that I believe we gave away on a previous episode of OUYACast. More than likely is not going to work, but I wanted to make sure to give them both to you just in case the first one didn't work. But I'm about 95% sure the first one is the correct code. So here's how we're going to do this. Somewhere on OUYABrew.com, the code is... It's not hidden. Here's how you get to it. You go to OUYABrew.com/ then the name of the very first game that Ouya Brew did a review on their website. So you have to look it up. .txt. It's a text file. So it's OUYABrew.com/ the name of the game .txt. Now, one thing that you do have to keep in mind, just because I know it's going to be an issue, the name of the game does have a capital letter as the first letter. If you make it a lowercase letter, it's not going to work. So one last time, it's OUYABrew.com/ the name of the first game that we reviewed .txt, and that'll give you your code. Good luck.
So how's it going?
You're trying it out, aren't you?
Yeah, I just want to see. I'm not gonna use it.
Well, while you're trying it out, I'll move on.
I got it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. So the last week we posted a tip from a Redditor that said they were able to increase the speed of their Ouya Wi-Fi by doing one little trick to their router, and that is changing from the wireless option B or BG mode or BGN mode to just straight up wireless N. So I thought that was kind of important. Anything that we can do to help you increase that Wi-Fi speed is gonna benefit people. So basically, if you go into your router, you switch your Wi-Fi mode to strictly broadcast on N. This guy says that it improved his Wi-Fi greatly. He had like screenshots showing before and after. I personally haven't noticed any problems with my mixed mode Wi-Fi, but hey, if it works for some people, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, always want to try to help on different little hacks like this.
Always.
Yep.
I think you got somebody to say hello to out there.
We got somebody to say hello to?
No, you do. I believe you owe a shout out, as a matter of fact.
All right. I want to shout out to Tiny Pixels. She's like a gamer that's been recently been playing Ouya games uh, on Thursdays called Ouya Thursdays on Twitch at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I believe she's gonna start this week. Last week, well, actually no, this week. This week she was on there, and I kind of jumped on and said hi, and she was like, "Hey, Ouya Central," and I am Killswitch also on Twitter. He shared the link also with me. So if you're wanna game with some other Ouyans on Thursdays, there we go.
Sweet.
And I'll post a link in the YouTube description and also on the website.
Is she? That's a Twitter handle.
Yeah, that's her Twitter handle. It's at Tiny Pixels. It's Pixels.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find her. Hold on. Oh, I brought up Tiny Pew Pew. No, I can't find her. That's weird.
If you go to my followers, she should be like towards the top because she was fairly a new follower of mine, and I followed her.
Well, I will follow her as well because any friend of yours, it's a friend of mine. Except for that one guy. I don't like him. You know that guy I'm talking about.
Yeah. What's his name? No. What's his name? Phil?
Maybe. All right, man. We're coming to an end here, but I know that you were talking. No, I was gonna say you were gonna say something else, and I wanted you to say it before we finished up the show.
What were you gonna say?
No, you.
Oh, you're talking about that guy that you that's a friend of mine, or?
No. I was talking about the XBMC thing.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video of someone somehow got a hold of the newest version of XBMC 13.0 Gotham. He ported it over to the Ouya, and he was testing the movie functions and the PVR functions on it. It looks nice. If you go on YouTube and you search Astro Beyond with a capital B dot Yon, YOND HD on the he's showing from boot to XBMC, and it looks nice. I want it.
It does look pretty cool, and that's the thing is Ouya, I'm sorry, not Ouya, XBMC ran good on the Ouya when it was just a sideloaded APK file before it even became an official release. So the fact that you can load the newest one before they upgrade it onto the Ouya is pretty neat. And I saw it too. It's got some really neat features, and maybe it was like a custom theme or something, but it had some really nice like interchangeable backgrounds and like really nice tile features. It was pretty slick looking.
Yeah, the background wallpapers were like HD quality, and they were rotating. It's nice. So if you guys know where I can find it, let me know. I want it.
Well, we'll look for it. I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
Yeah, and if we find it, we'll share that with y'all. Because I know we got quite a few people that are XBMC professionals out there.
I mean, and that's I don't want to go on a rant, so I will keep it short. But XBMC on the Ouya is hands down one of the best XBMC ports there is. I mean, I have it on my Roku. People have tried it on Raspberry Pi. PCs. It all works. I'm not saying it doesn't, but the XBMC, just due to its size and the capability and the controller support, and I mean, it's such a terrific place to have XBMC is on the Ouya. So when they release these updates, it even makes it that much better. So.
Yep.
Yay, XBMC. Brandon?
Oh, we had a fellow YouTuber, OUYACast. I might have pronounced it wrong. He's on here, and he said it's Tiny Pew Pew. He left some comments, and check him out. He's got plenty of Ouya gameplays on there, Ouya reviews on games, and Go ahead and follow and subscribe to his channel. It's OTAKUPUNK.
Where are you
Not
seeing this?
on the Q&A.
Oh wow, I'm not even looking at that. I was looking at the YouTube video. I'm like, I don't see that.
And and like we didn't announce the Q&A this time, but then we got somebody posting questions in there or just little comments. And for some reason, I was like, we never announced it, but let me check. And sure enough, the day we don't announce it, that's when people leave comments in it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So what he's saying is, okay, at Tiny Pixels is Tiny Pew Pew. I get it. Okay, I'm gonna follow her right now.
Oh,
Done.
okay. Where'd you type in Tiny Pew Pew?
Well, no, I put into this to the Twitter search box at Tiny Pixels, and then remember how I said that the only one that I saw was Tiny Pew Pew. It's
Okay.
because that's her name, but it's still the at Tiny Pixels. You
Right.
know,
Okay.
yeah. So,
All
oh,
right.
she's already got Bob Mills and Ouya and all them following her. So
Yeah.
sweet. Brandon, was there anything else left today, sir?
I thought I had something, but oh yeah. So guys, on Twitter, if you want next week, if you want J and K, the 1 week Sky game on here, tweet at him and tell him to be on the OUYACast next Saturday. Um, he's over across the pond, over there in the UK, I believe, and the time difference is like 5 hours. So, and we start the podcast at 9. It's actually 2:30 in the morning his time, and I've been in contact with him and trying to get him on the podcast, and he said anytime's fine. So, but I was trying to get with Steve here, and maybe we can maybe do the podcast a little earlier to help accommodate him a little bit if we can get him on next week. So yeah, I'll tweet at him. His name is at JNKJAYENKAI, and he's the Game of the Week guy on Ouya. He's the developer of all of those games with Plateau Dude, and we really want to get him on the podcast. We have other developers lined up for following episodes. We're still in the works on getting Jared Yeager and Bob Mills on the podcast. So,
Which, by the way, we did contact them today, and they did say that they're interested in doing it. Really, it's just about the timing. So we are going to get it. It is going to happen. Just stay tuned for that. And for as far as J and K, I would tweet for sure, but maybe send cases of Red Bull. I mean that would help.
yeah, help him stay awake.
There you go.
But yeah, we gotta keep him. We gotta shout out to him because he's really contributed to the Ouya community with all those great games that he developed. I mean, he's got over 20 games on the Ouya.
Plus, having him on the podcast would be a really a big plus for us because we'd actually have somebody who has a nice accent and a nice voice, and you wouldn't have to hear us all the time.
All
So that would be good.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to our live viewers. You can contact us on Twitter at Ouya Central TV and at Ouya Brew. You can listen to us every week, same time, same place, same station. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.